Good evening, my fellow Democrats of Indiana's 3rd Congressional District. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for casting your vote in the primary election. Whether you cast your vote through mail or in person, you made your voice heard in a critical election. Likewise, whether or not you voted for me or one of my competitors in this race, thank you for participating in the process. We are incredibly proud of the campaign that we have ran, and I am humbled and honored to accept the Democratic nomination for the United States House of Representatives for Indiana's 3rd Congressional District. 3rd District Democrats showed up this year to make a statement that we are ready for change in Washington and ready to have our voices heard. This primary was historic in many ways, and I am proud to be a part of it. Over 30,000 voters participated in the election. That is nearly 3 times the number who voted in 2012, the last presidential cycle without a competitive presidential primary. It's also a 50% increase in voters from 2018, when Democrats saw a 12-point increase in vote share from the 2016 election cycle. The numbers don't happen without work, though. It is thanks to each and every voter for going through the effort, in the midst of a pandemic at that, to make sure that you are registered, you got your ballot by mail if needed, you made it to the polls, and that you cast your votes. It is thanks to Democratic chairs and leadership in every county who helped make sure voters were informed, setting up events and meetings with the candidates so that I could reach voters all across the district. It is also thanks to the incredible team of volunteers around me that has helped me to reach those voters, get out our message to those who couldn't see in person, and help our campaign build a grassroots effort to reach 15,000 voters in the final week. It's also thanks to the hard work and dedication of the other campaigns in this race, who brought new voters in the process and inspired them to get involved. In particular, I am thankful to the effort put forth by Carlos Marcano and Jean-Paul Calangi. I truly believe that competition only makes us better, and you both pushed me to be a better candidate and ensured that we put in the work to earn the trust and votes of every single person. Thank you for your service to this district. Congratulations on running your campaigns that you should be proud of, and I look forward to sitting down with both of you soon to learn from you and make sure that I can best represent all of Northeast Indiana. On the ballot this year is the question of whether our country will not only restore the values of service, decency, and responsive representation to our government, but also whether we will push further for a more prosperous future. As we move forward toward the general election in November, it is imperative that we as a party continue to demand change. Change in the way we are afforded healthcare opportunities. Change in reducing the wealth gap between those of the most privileged and those struggling to make ends meet. And changes to ensure that everyone is treated equally and fairly under the rules of law. More broadly, our district has the opportunity to demand that our leaders in Washington take the responsibility to represent the voices and needs of their constituents seriously. To remind them that they work for us, not their donors and not party leaders in D.C., and that their top priority is doing right by their communities, not advancing their career ambitions. Together, we can work to fix our healthcare system so that no one is left behind. We can fight the threat of climate change while also building a modern economy that works for everyone. We can protect our unions and raise wages while also investing in our community infrastructure to make sure that our economy is strong for the future. But to do it, we need everyone to get involved. Not just the people that voted for me, not just the people that voted for Carlos or Jean-Paul. We need every Democrat to get involved that voted in this primary, as well as any Democrat that did not vote in the primary. So to everyone who voted in the Democratic primary, thank you for getting us started. To all the voters out there in the 3rd District, regardless of your previous party affiliation, who are ready to see a leader in Northeast Indiana who works for you first, and who would like to see a public school teacher, an Army veteran, and a former healthcare worker, please join our campaign. I'm asking you to join. Get involved. Talk to your family and friends about our campaign, regardless of whatever your strength is. If you're a door knocker, if you're a phone caller, if you're a phone texter, whatever your strength is for the skill set, if you want to see change in Northeast Indiana, I'm encouraging you to join our campaign. We can do this together if we all jump on board, and we can work together to beat our current representative who does not represent us, is not our voice. I want to be your voice. Jump on our campaign, help us out, help us win the election here in November, and thank you for voting for me in the primary, and I'm proud to be your representative in the upcoming general election in November. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening.